Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Oso Loso.
Chasing Summer in the building.
Yes, Sirski. We got another great episode of The Risk Takers. We got my dog right here, Roberto Chavez, a.k.a. DJ motherfucking
R2C2.
Yes, Sirski.
R2C2.
My boy, it's good to see you.
Yeah, what's up, man? How's everybody doing today? Happy New Year.
Great.
Happy
New Year
motherfucking
too.
New Year.
How you been?
I've been good, I'm back in Michigan, specifically Detroit, and it's fucking cold.
That is very true.
I just seen that picture on the internet. One of the main lines broke in that car filled with all ice. That shit look crazy.
Yeah, on the
bro.
east side, this all types of crazy shit happens in fucking Detroit. I kind of regret sometimes following Detroit Metro News because you just see every
Had to unfollow.
fucked up thing that happens.
I had to
But I gotta stay informed because I live there, bro. I
Tight,
gotta know
tight.
what's happening. What if I went to that gas station or something?
What side you on right
I'm
now?
on the west side.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
Shout out to my east side dogs, man. Shout out to my west side, too, though.
Yes, sir. So what's up, man? We always start this off, man, by asking the person we're interviewing, who are you? We let you define yourself. So go ahead, man. The mic is all yours. Let us know who you are.
Who I am is just a person with a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of drive for hobbies, for stuff that I particularly like doing. I've always loved music, whether it was playing through music through like an MP3 player, through a CD player, a cassette player, downloading music from illegal websites.
Shout out to them Napster
Yeah,
days.
Napster,
LimeWire. Yeah.
I always had music around me, whether it was me just playing it, and then it kind of just, when it became, I think I got to like high school, my friends started making like rapping, and I was like, had this cool application where I would make beats, and I kind of dabbled with that, and that's how I kind of started, just me having beats, making beats. I had a drum machine at one point, and then it just kind of led to my 21st birthday when I DJ'd my birthday.
I was there.
A virtual DJ, and then the rest is history.
Yep.
16 years later, yesterday.
That's crazy, bro.
16 years, bro. It started.
Damn,
Bro, that's crazy. I was there, bro. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Remember that was 20. That's
Yeah.
my 21st.
That's over.
It was like Project
on
X.
Division, right?
Yep, at my aunt's
Yes.
crib in the basement.
That was
yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, it was nothing like it. I've never, that's why I kind of started getting my reputation for like throwing parties. People were like, "Damn, you went to that Berto's party?" Because it was like you had to be there.
Tight.
Like if you wasn't there, you just can't even phantom what happened. There was a dude down there at one point in time, Mexican dude, because we were we're in Burton Heights, bro. My grandma lived off of Andre in Buchanan, so I was like, I know that area very well, and it was funny because my aunt had this hall. She would always do like quinceañeras or small little gatherings down there, and when I was shopping for like a spot to throw my birthday party, I actually reached out to her like, yo, can I rent, I was like, I'll rent it. And she was like, no, I'll let you get it for the night. She was like, you just got to clean up. I'm like, shit. I hit my friends up like, yo, we got a spot. We got a spot to do the party at my aunt's hall. I can hold easily 1,000 people. And, that fucking party happened. And then the rest was kind of crazy.
Yep.
It's like so many people that I know that were at that party that can literally have like a crazy little side quest that they went on that happened from that party.
I was drunk as fuck. Excuse my language, I was drunk as hell.
No question. I was definitely blacked out. I remember my boy Keontae had to drive my Mitsubishi Eclipse home,
man.
and it was stick. He's the only person that knew how to drive stick, and he drove me home, and I appreciate him. So,
Yeah, it was a good night.
I missed that car too, by the way. The all-white Mitsubishi GT Turbo Eclipse. I was out here looking like Paul Walker.
No
All
cap.
right.
That wasn't Fast Furious days, yeah.
No cap. So back to them days, was DJing already something you had your eyes on? You say you did it on real DJ on your phone?
Never really on my phone.
You made beats on the phone.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so when I started making beats back in the day, it really was, let me see, what's the word I'm looking for? The passion for the shit really came from a video game called MTV Music Generator.
Yep.
You can make beats off of that shit.
Off the PlayStation, right?
Yes, bro, off the
Right.
PlayStation,
Yes,
bro.
that was crazy.
And that was a game that I remember just my dad bought for me. I asked him for, like, can I get this? And he was just like, that's like one of the very few times he was just like, okay. Usually he'd be like, "What do you need that for?" You know, he gave me like a goddamn lecture. Why? Like, hey, dude, I'm a kid. I want it. Everybody's playing it. It's hot. Like, I want to try it, and I don't have money. I'm a kid. I already used my Christmas money on something else. You know. So, yeah, bro. Then from there, I just started getting like little shit, messing with stuff like drum machines, and like this is actually breaking news to everyone. I pretty much went to K Tronada this summer at University of Berkeley, California's campus. Dude, he sold that bitch out on Halloween, and I got tickets for the next show on the next day. It was fucking raining the entire show, bro. People had ponchos. He sold that bitch out, bro. It was crazy. I remember I ate some, I found some magic chocolate cubes at the smoke shop, and I ate like 3, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the poncho 3 chocolate pieces in, and then I had rolled up a wood. You know, the poncho was served as like, it gave me like a dry area here, so I was just rolling up. I knew I could roll up here, and my buddy came and visited me for the weekend, and one of my other CEs that I met out there in Cali, she had a ticket, so we just all met up and sat next to each other, and K Tronada did his fucking thing. Like, that shit motivated me to like want to jump back into like messing with the producing stuff. So I'm actually about to buy an iPad Pro. There's a couple apps that I want to download that I can get drum synthesizers and beats from to make shit. I already kind of know how to use Logic Pro, but I just really need to mess with it more. I need a keyboard. I need a MIDI keyboard so that I can like, you know, have. I mean, I don't need the full boy. You know, I just need like.
You need 37 key.
Matter of fact, he's an important person. I gotta tell him. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
No, you good.
I feel like I'm on the Joe Rogan show.
I'm not gonna cap. We just out in LA in November. I ain't gonna lie, man. Cali weed ain't what it used to be, bro.
I can attest to that. I spent 6 months in Northern California. The weed was super expensive in San Jose.
And whack.
And you know what it was is apparently I found out that there's counties. So like if you buy weed in downtown San Jose, it's taxed more because it's downtown.
Oh.
You buy that shit like in like another city across like Redwood City, which is like 2 stops on the Caltrain. That fucking place, weed is like $27, $35 an eighth. San Jose is like $40 then tax. You like I just spent $65 on an eighth of weed. Like, how did I just get talked into doing this? But you know, they get you because you need it. But I met somebody down there when I knew somebody, and her brother happened to be the dope man. He had everything, one-stop shop. So I was like getting a lot of stuff from him. So shout out to him.
Type.
Shout out to the dope man.
Yeah, shout out to the plug.
It was not. We went out there. First of all, they scammed us.
Damn, you got scammed?
They said it was a 1 gram, and I pulled it out. It was probably about this big, 1 gram joint. Ain't no 1 gram joint about this big. And I don't know, bro. Moving on.
Sound like they sauced you.
Cali weed. Trash, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Michigan ain't got them cooked.
But I will say this, though. In San Jose is literally like, let's say Grand Rapids is like San Jose. Cupertino is like like Wyoming or like Kentwood.
Type.
So it's like I would be out, the apartment they had me at was in Cupertino. And I would like ride my bike everywhere because work was like a 9-minute ride either way. And it was just like kind of crazy that I was, you know, working Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends going on adventures, bro. That's why you see me fucking in Yosemite National Park on the weekend, fucking climbing to the bottom of the fucking waterfall damn near, and like with my camera risking it all. I'm like, oh my God, if I fall, I'm gonna eat shit.
How was the time in Cupertino?
Man, rewind why you was out there.
Well, yeah. You ain't say why you was out there, my bad.
So, I applied for this opportunity called the CE, it's Career Experience, you know, internship. You know, Apple always gotta get their little, you know, unique acronym or name for something that make it theirs. I applied, had an interview with this dude for like a completely different CE, and what happened was I had such a good conversation after the interview with the dude that he recommended to the recruiter me maybe get some type of like quality assurance, like a QA role for something else. So when the recruiter hit me up like a couple of days later, like, hey, I spoke with, you know, XYZ. He said he enjoyed this, but he didn't think that you would fit what he's doing. But he recommended you for like, you know, a quality assurance role. And she was like, what about this role? It's a Mac OS battery life quality assurance. So it was like, oh shit. I was like, of course I'm not going to say no.
Right.
Like, yeah, let's do that,
Right.
I seen that meme when the person's looking in front of the circuit board, like first day on the job.
I'm going to put it right here on the screen. I know exactly what you're talking about, too.
But no, it wasn't even like that. It's just like, if, I was kind of like, oh, okay, let's do it. Not too many people would be like, no, that's not going to, you're going to at least take a shot. So I had a first interview with like kind of like a younger dude, and he was super cool. He asked me some situational questions. I answered them. We went back and forth a little bit, and then a couple weeks later, another interview with another dude, right? Older dude. This ended up being my host, who I was share the office with every single day. Interview with him. He had me do some stuff. I pulled up Terminal on my computer. He was telling me to type in some commands. Tell me what I see on the screen. I'm like, I see this. And he's like, okay. So you are familiar with a little bit of coding? I'm like, just a little bit. I was like, I can't hack into your network, but I can I can show you how to look at your CPUs using. But yeah, it was kind of like cool little moment. We both laughed a lot during the interview, so I felt pretty positive about it. And then I came into work, and my manager was like, "Did they call you?" I'm like, who's they? I'm thinking because I've been applying, for other stores, trying to get a higher position, trying to get to like Somerset or like a store that's in my area that I don't have to drive too far. There's a couple stores out on the east side. So he was like, no, the people from the CE, they're gonna offer it to you.
Oh shit!
I was like, shut up.
That's crazy.
I was like, shut up, bro. There's no way. And then he was like, no, for real. Just be on the lookout. So I'm like, shit. I literally just got done helping someone with their fucking iPad about some shit, and then I saw my phone. It was like maybe the recruiter's name. I'm like, hello. Yeah. She was like, Roberto, hey. I'm like, it's XYZ. I'm like, I know, hello. I'm like,
what's up? Talk to me.
What's up? And she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I was like, I'm chilling right now. I'm on break. What's popping? She was like, start getting excited because you're coming to California. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh fuck. I told my girl because as the process of that I was doing it, I was kind of just nonchalant. I kept it real low key. I didn't want to get too excited, bro, because I'm like, I didn't want it to just blow up in my face like Wild and Coyote with the shit. Acme shit backfiring in his fucking face. I didn't want that to happen to me, so I played that shit real cool. And then when I got that shit, then I waited till the paper came in the fucking email and I signed it. And that's when I was like, yep, I got this shit.
Going to Cali.
And pretty much, man, they put me in an apartment real close to Infinite Loop, which is the original headquarters. Then down 280, down 280 East, you can get right to where Apple Park is. And you look at a GPS on a map, you'll see Infinite Loop, and you go look at Apple Park, you'll be like, holy fuck. And I've been all up and through that bitch. My badge, beep. Get me up in that bitch. And I'm just like, oh shit, I'm in here, Let me go to Cafe Max, because it's they got a crazy dope restaurants, you know what I'm saying? And the complexes, it's just really nice. It's spacious, I'm about to go too deep into because I'm not trying to lose my fucking job.
So you got NDAs out there and shit?
No, I haven't said nothing that, that's crazy. I just tell I talked the obvious that they got a cafeteria.
Them snacks, you was going crazy on them
snacks. Yeah. So in my particular building, there was an area where there was just fill it up with all types of snacks, bro, on the shelf. It was all types of fucking snacks, and then a fridge full of all types of drinks. My host manager showed me that shit the first day. And he was like, yeah, make sure you come here and do your part. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. He was like, because if we don't eat this stuff, they're going to take it away from us. And I was like,
oh,
he's like, when they start looking for budget cuts, they look for stupid shit like that. And I was like, oh, damn, he's
take some home.
Nah, he wouldn't even say, technically not supposed to take none of that shit home, technically. But he would be like, I'd be at work, in between lunches and shit like that. I'd be like, you need something, bro? I knew what he liked, so I would come, even though he would say no, I'd come back with it, just in case you think about it.
I'll be at the crib look at this motherfucker right here eating this damn shit. I'm hungry as hell.
No, that'd be me, bro. I'd be at the crib talking about. We just ate dinner, and I'll just be watching a video of someone cooking some meat, smoking some meat for hours, or some type of fucking cooking some type of Middle Eastern food or something where it's just you're looking at it just man, next thing you know, the next video is loading up. You're like, damn, I really got to that whole video. Or you watch the people do the lawn care, they come and do someone's yard for free, and they just show the before and after. And you're like, damn, That's just like, you let it get that bad? Like, why you let it get so bad? Like, goddamn. Or it's an abandoned house and the dude's just trying to get some, what's it called on the internet? The people try to get, what's the word? You guys know the word. When people on the internet try to get cred, it's a specific
notoriety.
No, it's a particular thing. It's kind of, it's a people use something else. You're trying to get
notoriety.
No, it's not even that. It's something similar. It's a different. I don't know. It's like
internet fame, like 5 minutes of fame.
Clout,
yeah.
Clout.
Oh my god!
I don't know why I couldn't think about that. Clout. People just do clout chasers and all that, bro. You would do anything sometimes for that
type. So taking it back,
take it
way back. No, you cool. So you know how you started 21st birthday, big, DJ Bash, how you got it started. But tell me about the groundwork you took to, start getting booked at events and, stuff like that.
So what happened was after I got, pretty much after my 21st birthday party, I kind of reached out to my dad like, hey, man, and he's known this because, he's, my dad, he's seen all the hobbies I've been in and out of. So I was like, hey, I really want to DJ, but I need help trying to get like a little MIDI controller. And I was like, can you help me? I was like, I'll pay you back. I don't have a credit card. That's 21, bro. I just haven't even, just turned 21 and have a credit card at that point because I just was scared to get one. So I was like, we went to Guitar Center. We were kind of looking at different equipment. I had like a little small Vestix, little just like a little MIDI controller. I mean, you could, if you can literally like a Q button, play, pause, you can go up and down the volumes. Mm-hmm. I mean, not the volumes, but the speed. And it had like, highs, lows, mids. And then, some type of cool little special effect, a flanger or some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. It was just a basic thing, like $200, $300, $400, right? And then they had this other shit next to it, the Newmark NS7. Spinning platters, like effects, cue, touch, but
all the extra shit.
Yeah, all the extra shit. At that time, it was the dopest digital, and that shit was like $1,500, like $1,499. And I'm just like, I was trying to be conservative about that, and my dad was like, looking at the stuff. I showed him the one I wanted. He was like, yeah, that's nice. And he saw the video. He's like, well, why not that one? I was like, well, that was like $14.99, Papa. I was like, I don't know. I was kind of like thinking like, so I could start with that one. And he was like, no, let's get that one. I was like,
dang,
that's what's up.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, shout out
Pops.
And then I got the shit. And then I remember just at the time I had a Sony Vaio. I didn't have an Apple yet. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like that summer I stacked. Well, not that summer. Like right away, I started putting money aside from what I was doing to try to get like a decent laptop. And I remember I got a MacBook, and then I started with Serato. And so what I did was throughout the years I've collected music in MP3 files, and or CDs that I ripped off. I always had hard drives full of fucking ton of music. Right, whether it was sometimes I had the whole album. Sometimes I'm like nitpicky. Like, I have certain OCD. I don't want intros on my DJ library. Bullshit that I know I'm not gonna ever play. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I had to sort through that. Like took me a year to get that organized how I have it now. That's a whole different fucking story. But I had all this music, and then so I had something to build with, and then I was in my parents' basement practicing, like learning. Like when a buddy of mine broke it down to me, he was like, "Learn one side, bro, because it's the exact same thing on the other side. Just flip the other way." So like I learned the right side and got real comfortable with it. And then I had went to ACK because I wanted to do like a pop-up shop. I saw a badass pop-up shop in Chicago one year, and I was like, dude, I want to bring this dude named Bogdan Stroh, Mr. Tasties. At the time, I was like, I wanted to bring him to the ACK, but when I approached Vic and Jay Stu, they kind of like
shout out,
yeah,
Jay and Vic, R.I.P. Jay Stu,
yeah, R.I.P. Jay Stu. They kind of like not really, was like, nah. They was like, get it a little bit more organized, and then come back and we'll talk about it. I'm like, all right, bet. What happened after that was I got fucking motivated. I went, and the dude that I was trying to bring to Grand Rapids, I got a bunch of his artwork, and I printed out really high res files from like Office Max, and made like a nice binder with clear pages. Like I made like a presentation, like, hey, let me show you the person I'm bringing. This is their stuff. He can do some custom. I came back, and a couple weeks later with some planned out shit. It was like, bet, let's do it. So I DJ'd an event at ACK. You know, I had like a couple of my female friends going around serving ice cream and little tank tops and, and shit. Like I got pictures of this fucking event still. You know, like there's a ton of people there that I kind of and. You know, I DJ'd the whole event. It was just like a vibe where it was like people were just chilling. Bogdan was doing his thing, you know, selling his shit. You know, he made a bunch of custom Grand Rapids pieces. You know, it was a vibe. It was one of those things where Jay Stu and Vic was kind of like, oh fuck, you know, like that's you know, like we might be onto something, you know. And after that, it was like people started hitting me up, like, yo, you know, how much you start charge, blah, blah, blah. And I started like doing small little events and like I did a lot of private stuff, like a lot of like quinceañeras, like parties, 40th, just like a lot of shit on the side that I was just doing. You know, some people promote everything they doing. Like, dude, I was just doing this shit, you know, just on the low. You know, really wasn't social media was not that too crazy at that point yet. You know, it was there, but it's not like what the fuck it is now.
No, it's a whole lifestyle.
Holy shit, especially with like TikTok. Holy fuck, but yeah, man, like, I did an event with Brandon McCall. He had me Seven.
Shout out to
Seven. He had me pretty much do an event for him with him, and after that, we just tightened. You know, started meeting more of the circles. When I first started DJing, after I did my first few events, I reached out to like Omega, to like Comp, to Dre, to see if I could watch them. Like, hey, you know, like I don't want to seem like this is weird or shit, but like. I look up to you guys. You guys are the DJs that I've seen the most at parties that I actually have a really good time at. You know what I'm saying? There's always like baddies there. There's always a bunch of the homies, the bros. You know what I'm saying? It's family. It's always like a good time. So I was like, I kind of leaned toward that type of, because the reason why I started DJing because I got tired of going to parties or events and not hearing the type of shit that I know that would have sent them bitches off, right? Whether it was a chill zone or like a concert or a party, whatever. Like I have music that can put you in a different moment of time by just playing the shit. Or might even put you on some new shit you might not even heard. And you're like, what the fuck is this? You know, people. I love when people come up to me throughout my DJ career to be like, yo, bro, what is this? And I show them, they're like, and then like fucking take off. And I'm like, sweet, you know, like change one soul tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know, but for the most part, yeah, bro, after that, it's kind of just took the fuck off. And I mean, being the DJ in the time that I was being a DJ, it was kind of crazy, bro. Because I was doing hella shit at Grand Valley. I was tapped in at Grand Valley. I was tapped in at Western Michigan when I was there. That was crazy. Living in Kalamazoo. Holy shit. Not Western Michigan, Western Michigan. I'm gonna be fucking wasted, bro. Like, no bullshit, bro. Like, I cannot believe the partying I did when I was there. Because, like, I was there when my friends were, like, kind of graduating and phasing out. Sorry. But I was single and wow, in that Western Michigan and had an apartment. What? We was out here living La Vida Loca. But, you know, it was a good time in KZoo. I DJ'd a ton, bro. Like, I was doing a lot of stuff for, like, fraternities, sororities. You know, I was doing the icebreakers, you know. It was just, like, a good time. Western was a fun experience, you know. But it was just, like, you know, it's gone in so many different directions, bro. Like, I've done events at, like, Eve, you know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs can't say they done shit at Eve, bro, because Eve is like super white techno. You know, granted, you know, the event that I did, the people rented that bitch out, but I DJ'd at Eve that one, and it was still open to the public. You could come in there if you want, but just know there's gonna be different music being playing. It ain't gonna be like the typical shit that you guys normally hear up here when you guys are on your pills. You guys just chewing on a little Flintstone grenade, hard chalk candy, and you're feeling tingly in your fingertips. You're just there stuck in the gaze looking at the lights like, bro, you all right? No, he's not all right. Yeah, but bro, like I said, with the DJ shit, bro, I feel like there's no place I haven't DJ'd yet at that I really care about for the most part. Like, I really don't, at this point in my career, I don't care too much about doing like a party every month or something like that every week. I don't have the time to do that shit. I don't want a residency. I want just the freedom to just do events here and there. I'm actually trying to put together a party series myself, but it's like I need help. I need people, not even like financial help. I just need a team of people that I can count on that we can like, hey, bro, let's do some cool shit together. Yeah. I'm down to break bread with whoever those people are, you know? Yeah. And, you know, because like I have a lot of good ideas, bro. And it's like, you know, it's been easier for me to just be a part of other people's ideas because I can get in, do what I gotta do, and dip. I got no responsibility. I ain't gotta. I'm gonna get paid by somebody at some point, but this is gonna be more. It's like, nah, I'm responsible for shit. I gotta file this shit under, tack. I gotta tack. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do it properly, and which is cool. I'll do it, but it's like, man, it'd be fun if I had some people to kind of like bounce back. Like, hey, bro, what you think about this? This is look, I can always ask my girl about shit because she's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? She's, certified in hella shit. Ask her attorney friends, hey, look over this purple. One of them like slide a paper document over to you. Here, check this out. They look at it like, I got you. Fold it up and put it in their pocket. Yeah, she is awesome. But yeah, bro. I think I want to do my first event sometime in the spring, hopefully summer. I want to call it Birdo Palooza. It's gonna be it's gonna be based off of have you guys seen Old School?
Yes.
Mitchapalooza, the flyer. It's like a yellow flyer. You gotta post it up. It's a yellow flyer.
I'm gonna put it on there.
It's a yellow flyer, Mitch, and he's looking like lost. And he's on the flyer. It says like music, fun. It says a bunch of. It don't even have like a price for the admission. It's just like a straight flyer. Like, hey, this stuff's coming up. Get fucking ready. So I'm gonna make the flyer like that, but it's gonna be a picture of me, and it's gonna be called Birdo Palooza, and I'm gonna have like a bunch of the cool DJs that I'm tight with. Like, I'm gonna put lineup together that have never been put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, blend a lot of different people.
That's smart.
And depending on how they go, I might eventually add a section into it where I have like somebody that's dope do like some type of a tiny desk. Like, have like a live band, like a small, nothing crazy, like maybe like a person on drums, someone on the keyboard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like a
little band.
3 or 4 band, like a little band.
3-piece band.
Yeah, 3-piece band, you know what I'm saying? And to go with like a performance in between shit, something like smooth jazz shit. Like, I've been listening to a lot of chill tracks lately, you know what I'm saying? A lot of K-Tronada, a lot of different like artists that where I could just vibe and chill to the shit, I get hyped to the shit too, but it's just like, it's soothing, versus like hearing shit talking about kill, do drugs, pop Molly, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of getting a little older. That shit is just so repetitive. And it's just like, dude, grow up, bro.
It's
put the lean down.
No cap.
I've seen all these people dying from, overdoses, and people are still doing this shit, bro. Like, I'm going to tell you guys a crazy story. It happened in San Francisco, right?
While you was out there?
Yes, bro. This happened this summer. So on the weekends, I would go on adventures. I would get on. So look, I would get on either the Caltrain and go there. It's like I forget how many stops it is, but you can take the last stops like it's downtown San Francisco, Chase Center, a couple blocks away. Boom, you're at the Warriors game. That's how close it is. And then it stops in Sunnyvale, which is like a city that's 15 minutes from where my apartment is. Driving, you can get there in like, it's a 15-minute drive from my apartment. But walking or a bike is like 30 minutes. I've done it before just to see how far I was. Oh, I regretted it. But it was fun. It was a good drive. It was just because it was really hot that day. Not that it was a bad ride. It was just really hot. And I'm like, fuck, I was trying to just prove myself. What am I doing? But I had a rental. Went to go pick up my buddy in San Francisco. And I got his address, I'm pulling up and shit to his spot. I don't know where the fuck he's staying at, but as I'm pulling up, I'm looking around like, man, this looks like Gotham City. Like, I'm walking through like a bad street in Gotham. And I'm like, dude, there's just homeless people everywhere. And I'm like, I'm looking at my phone. I zoom out of maps. I'm like, oh my God, it's the Tenderloin District. It's the one that Dave Chappelle was talking about. There's nothing tender about that bitch, bro. So look, these motherfuckers, bro, like, I picked up my boy, we went and did some shit, came back. He's like, we was about to go hang out, roll up some weed, and then go back out. So we was like, went into his hotel just to roll up. And I was walking back to the car, and I had to go get my lighter. So as I'm walking back, there's a dude in a sleeping bag on my left-hand side. Like, I'm walking towards the car, and he's like in a sleeping bag. And I kind of see him, just nothing crazy, just a sleeping bag. But, I got to acknowledge that I seen the dude, bro. You got to keep your head in the swivel, especially in neighborhoods like that. So I'm like, there's a dude right there. Nothing. Keep going. Get to the whip ski, get the lighter, start walking back. And I see him squirming a little too much for my, for my comfort. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Bro, the dude starts unzipping his goddamn sleeping bag. He's in a sleeping bag, Pulls sleeping bag down to where his dick. Pulls his dick out. Starts peeing, like laying sideways,
What
like
the
on the
fuck are we
street,
doing?
where it's like streaming onto the street, leading to the street.
Bro,
much
that is
information.
crazy,
And
bro.
and then afterwards, he got done and zipped up his sleep bag and just tucked back into like the storefront that he was sleeping on the floor.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. I kind of just like walked in the street past him and then got back on the sidewalk and then told my homie like, we got to get the fuck out of here. It is crazy. I seen a young dude.
How do we go from overdoses to a nigga peeing on the
Crazy.
Bro.
Crazy.
But no, listen. This is where it comes back in there. I seen a young dude, bro, shooting up like young dude just in like 2:00 in the afternoon in a pretty public area. Just, I'm like, no, bro,
Crazy.
what are you doing? Stop doing that. Hey, don't do that here. Like, or dude, like. But I guess they supply clean needles and shit down there for people because they don't want people fucking like getting AIDS
That's
and
crazy.
transferring shit. But bro, that's not even the craziest story. There's more. When you hear that, that's the new thing. When you hear,
But
there's
wait,
more.
there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Oh God.
Me and my younger cousin were hanging out in downtown SF. He came to visit for the weekend, having a good time. We're smoked. Just fucking walking around San Francisco by the bay, just fucked up. And I'm like, yo, bro, let's go to like a bar, like a hipster bar or some shit. I'm like, bet, bro. So I get on this secret San Francisco website. They've been reliable the entire time I've been down there. That's how I found about like concerts, free shit to go to. Because of them, restaurants and shit. So like I'm looking through like their like bars, hipster bars, and I'm like, oh, there's some in kind of the area of it, like 15 minutes from here. Bet, let's go. So we get in the rental. We driving, bro, and I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to the fucking streets. I'm just like, okay, do I follow the GPS, looking around, just being a tourist shit. And then I found like a little parking structure because I'm at that point in life, like I'm just gonna park in the parking structure, bro. I'm not about to. If I can find street parking, cool, but I'm in San Francisco. I'm kind of nervous about leaving a rental because motherfuckers will bip your shit. I found out I ain't get hit the entire time, thank the Lord. But I seen people's shit get hit while I was down there. Not seeing it getting hit, but like see the aftermath. Like, damn, they broke in the back window. Hope they ain't had a PS5 back there with all the games in it. Something devastating that you can't. Something that's gonna hurt for a while. You gonna get over it. But that bitch gonna sting. Not my PS5 with all my games.
All the games.
All the games.
Work,
both my hard drives got destroyed. I'm devastated.
Gotta reset.
I didn't save it. I didn't
games.
save it in the cloud. It's gone. But bro, so we're driving to the fucking bar, right? We park, and then I'm like, all right, we're walking towards the spot, and I hear like music playing in like the distance, bro. Like I don't know what it was. I'm like, is there like a party going on over there? Like, I'm like, let's. As we got closer and closer, I started noticing people's feet. Like, wait a minute, why is this person out here barefoot? And I was like, seeing fucked up shoes. I'm like, they started like getting focused as I was getting closer. I was like, oh my God. This is like 60 homeless people at this park just having a homeless hobo down.
God.
It was, bro, they took, the park that used to be next to ACK with all the homeless people? Imagine that times like 5. Dang. Bro, well, you're like, you don't even want to walk by there, bro, because you don't want no problems. You don't want no, look, it took a second to register. I couldn't fucking believe it, bro, because I looked at my cousin in such like I looked at, I saw the utter disappointment and scaredness in his eye, and I kind of was like, the disappointment. I'm big cousin. I'm supposed to look out for you. I just walked you into a death trap almost.
God damn.
Thank God they were entertained smoking their crack and whatever they were doing.
This boy out here taking real risks.
Bro, hear me out though.
cap.
I want you guys to hear this. Look, guys,
Real risk.
look, bro. I personally worked at a smoke shop in Kalamazoo, and we used to sell these little glass pipes with the rose in it. It was for crack,
Hooters.
The only people that would buy those were people that would put, cracker. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, other than smoking weed and doing a couple other things, I've never there's some stuff you can't do. Like you can't just do heroin and come back. Sure. If you're doing heroin, you got some other issues to resolve. You can't just get to that level and just be like casually just wean off of it. Like, yeah, I'm good. That shit, was so. You know what? I sidetrack a lot because my ADHD, but that's what makes me even funnier. So check this out. My barber. Right, he was cutting my hair one day, and there's a dude outside like begging, and I'm like who's she's fucking funny. I was like, who's this dude outside begging? He was like, man, I used to cut his hair, man. He used to be in good, good shape, this and that. And they're like, he started doing them drugs and out there, man. I'm like, it was one of those moments where me and him kind of was like, if it was a movie, it'd been a real serious scene.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, man, you're right.
Yeah,
he was like, I want to know what he did, and I want to beat it. And I started cracking up because he's like, I want to try it and I want to beat it. I'm like, bro, you crazy? Hell nah, that's too much of a risk.
He's taking a real risk.
And you like that chick off of what's that show called? With Franklin Saint. What's that show?
Snowfall.
Snowfall, yeah, like that girl, the crackhead. Her lips was so cracky. It was wild. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, get her
Wanda.
some chapstick. Wanda. And her name was Wanda. I was like, get her some Vaseline. Stat.
Okay, on a serious note, you, for as long as I've known you, has always struck me as a person that it's like fear don't exist. Like you will find something to do and you will attack it with all you got and not even worry about how you're going to look, whatever, how other people going to think. In a world where a lot of people pivot or pump fake because of what they are worried about what other people will say, what makes you so strong and be able to just get through stuff regardless of what people may think or feel?
Me personally, man, I can only be me, right? I pretty much always been a very energetic individual, right?
Yes.
High energy, very intelligent, a lot of different hobbies, like, gamer, I like to be outside, I play soccer. There's a lot of different stuff that I dabble in. I like art. I like going to fucking champagne tastings, eating charcuterie boards with my girl in Napa Valley type of shit.
Charcuterie boards is a shit.
And it's one, like, I've always been a free spirit too, though. One thing, I get it sometimes. I try to control my outbursts on Twitter specifically, so that I don't get chat banned for 7 days like I just recently got. You want to know? So I just want to tell you my stake on Twitter. So look, I can go on Twitter right now and look up people fucking, girls doing crazy types of shit in front of the camera, right? People getting beat the fuck up.
People getting shot,
getting sliced. You know what I'm saying? All types of wild shit, bro. But
Elon Musk doing the Nazi
but the minute, oh my God, he was like, Shysta. He did some wild shit. I was like, no, he didn't. I was like, oh my God, stock's probably going down right now. Investors are calling pissed. Like, what the fuck? He just set us back. But damn, where was I going with that?
You was talking about how you got banned from Twitter.
Oh yes, from Twitter. I told Kevin Durant was being real mean about the Detroit. He said some shit that kind of just maybe at the time I was vulnerable. And I told him, I hope you rupture your other Achilles. And then I got banned for 7 days for that. I'm like, but I can go see a girl squirt in front of the in my Explorer page right now. But the minute that I say that, they gonna ban me.
That's too far.
Like, that is fucking wild that I got banned for that. But it's just a week. It said you violated the terms. I'm like, suck my
A week on Twitter is crazy though, bro.
A week, bro.
That's crazy.
I can't like no one's post.
For telling somebody you hope they rupture their other Achilles is crazy.
Insane work.
Yeah, I was upset. I did not mean that. I was angry at the time. Raul got out of me. Sorry.
No, but yeah, you was just saying about, being yourself and everything.
Yeah, I pretty much, like I said, bro, over the years, I've dialed it back, right? Because people are very soft nowadays, bro. You can't say stuff without hurting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You the one that started all the shit with all the rappers.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
sure
You the one that did that shit.
Yeah.
Diving into that.
Bro, I wasn't even on Facebook. I was off, and I still heard about it.
Yeah, people was really pissed off about it, apparently. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, that's any other thing I post, no one fucking likes it. Bro. Nothing, no view. But the minute I say some shit about not even an actual person, bro, there is no one I was actually talking about that time. It was just I was generally speaking, because like my thing is like this, and I'm gonna revisit this so that we can just get over this as the Grand Rapians or whatever the fuck they call us.
Grand Rapians, I like that.
My thing is this, bro. I'm not shitting on your dreams, bro. Go rap, go make music, go do your podcast, do your vlogs, do your fucking professional gaming, your graphic, whatever the fuck you want to do it. Don't care what anyone tells you.
Tight.
You know, I'm not wasn't like saying give up on your dreams, but it was like, hey man, like if this is all you're doing, like bro, you got to come a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? You got to invest into this. You got to, you know, like, cause like I'll be real, man, with the DJ shit. When I invest myself fully, it's a full job, bro. Like being on top of getting music, right? Whether you got a record pool or you're illegally downloading the shit or ripping the shit off of YouTube, there's multiple ways you can do it, but it's still a grind. It's still something you got to do. New songs come out. Like I found the benefits of a record pool that would have like the song, the explicit version, the clean version, the intro version with the intro, like, you know, like a 16 bar right before it, and that song actually kicks in. And then it ends with that 16 as well. So it's like you could loop it in the front or the end. And you know, you could download the acapella. Most like I forgot. There's so many streaming sites. Like you would have to look to see what the best one is now. Some got like annual subscription fees or like monthly, but you can pretty much download everything you need, right? I know if you got like Serato software, you can fucking link it to your what's the Tidal account. Yep. And anything on Tidal, you can bridge it over. So it's like you can just have the whole library, Spanish, anything, whatever the fuck titles have, you can have it. I mean, obviously, you need to have internet if you're doing an event, and reliable internet.
New Year's Eve went down. Yeah, well, go ahead. My bad. It's just you talking about made me think about what happened on New Year's Eve.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened on New Year's Eve?
Tidal went down on New Year's Eve, bro.
Oh, it's gone?
No, it went down. Like they fixed it, but it went down for part of New Year's Eve. Like I was working a party at the Amway, like a couple of DJs had Tidal. Shit. And they shit wasn't working. And then like you just see Twitter, like a bunch of DJs like from all over, like, yo, my set just started and Tidal went down. And they was like, I'm the only DJ.
See,
like, it's crazy shit.
You want to hear something crazy though? So the software, so I use Tractor now. I haven't used Serato for quite some time, but there's a software bridge that I had for Tractor. I think it's called Beat Source. And that shit, bro, like I could either stream the song directly from there, or for the premium version I paid for, you could download up to 1,000 songs offline. So if I'm offline, as long as I got my login,
that's smart.
And bro, what I would do is like I have like, bro, if I can be honest, probably got like well over like 78,000 to 80,000 tracks, individual tracks, all just like sorted out through like different albums, times in my life that I organized, whatever. And I dropped it all on my DJ software, and I went through and I pretty much deleted all the bullshit, and then I made one playlist with like, I think it's like maybe like 4,500 songs of just like good shit. Like I can go through there and just like, you can find everything. Instrumental, like good music from different genres, different type of like times in life that we experienced. And it's just like instrumentals, you name it, bro. Like, and it was just like, so now like I'm equipped, but like what I want to start doing now is I want to DJ a little bit different sets. I want to do more like a K Tronada inspired sets. You know, where I'm playing a lot of dance music, where it's get people on the dance floor moving around. You know, I can still play the hip hop shit. You know, that's easy. I feel like once you dabble with that shit for so long, like I practice. I tell people like I practice in my head. Like I'll be like hearing songs on like Spotify that's new, right? Or like, you know, hearing them on the radio, on my XM radio when I'm driving to work, and I'm just like, ooh, what's this? I'm like, this is nice. I'm like, let's go ahead and mix in with it, because I'm counting the beats. I'm like, okay, it's like 90 BPM. Let's go with one of these tracks. And, you know, kind of just like, you ever see that meme where it's like the person's like figuring out the math equation?
Yes.
Kind of like that. And then it's like I'll, you know, occasionally connect my equipment and fuck around with it. And it's just, like I'll build like I'll make like a mix, like 7, 8, 9 songs, and then work on a whole different one. So I got like a bunch of like playlists with just like mixes that I just got to go down and do them. Like I don't have no specific way how I start the song, what I do in between, or how I transition it into the next song. But it's like, as I just do this shit, I just kind of just fucking do it. And, you know, like it's come easy to me now. You know, 16 years in, it's a lot easy, you know, versus like, you know, when I was first doing this shit. It's like you've been doing, it's like kind of like Jordan can still go out there and shoot threes and wetting them shits, you know, just from, because Jordan, he's the GOAT. He still got it. So I feel like I'm still at the top of my game. You know, like I could take any of your local DJs right now live, you know.
Talk that talk.
DJ also, he talking to you.
That's my don't.
Yeah, he definitely talking to also. He definitely talking to you also.
First of all, also have a really close relationship. And in the early stages of his DJ career, I let him use a lot of my speakers and, you know, certain equipment, cables and shit like that. It was all love, because like I remember I was that person, and I wish I had that type of mentor to like, damn bro, you let me borrow your speakers, I appreciate that, you know. And I was telling him like, hey man, just, you know, break me off, son. Nothing crazy, you know. Obviously, you know, you earned it, but like, you know, just for the fucking rental fee.
So you the one that taught them whack transitions.
Oh nah, nah.
That's the homie. He the coldest.
But no, too though. I remember he's one of the people that I gave like all my music to on a flash drive. Everything that I had. I mean, so there is a folder that has the shit that I organized, right? Where it's like you can drop this on any DJ software and you'll be set from that. It can build from that. You know, you might be like, where's this from? And start looking up Shazam and shit and be like, oh, I want to, you know, you got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you the music to just, you got to go through and sort the shit out. So it's like I gave him a ton of music, and I mean, he still, I'm pretty sure has all that fucking music because he gave me like a hard drive, and I just like, bro, I need it overnight because it was so much shit. And then after that, you know, that's the homie. I'm happy everything that he's doing. You know, he's worked hard for it. You know, we still talk a lot about, you know, all the time, texting me all the time, asking me stuff or running shit past me. Like, you know, I'm finally the OG. You know, I got like all these like young proteges and all these people that I kind of like saw coming up, and now they're doing their thing, and it just makes me happy because it's like, you know, the future's in good hands versus like, you know, there's a lot of whack DJs out there. You know, we're not gonna get into you guys specifically. That would be wrong.
Starting shit.
But
not
even at this.
It's gonna be a whole Facebook page dedicated to this.
For sure.
Who was he talking about?
They can kiss my ass. But no, my thing is like this, bro. It's like, I know genuinely you both are good people. Like Los, you know, since we met at work, bro, I knew that we had a lot of common interests. You know, I just knew that we was gonna be cool. Then eventually, you know, I started seeing who you were becoming, and it made me proud, like a big brother. Like, look at my little brother. It's my little brother, Holmes. Right there from Shaft when he shot his People Hernandez. That's my little brother, Holmes. You're my little brother, Holmes. Like, yeah, but no, like, you know, I saw that, and obviously, Brennan, I've known this dude since 7th grade.
Middle school,
you know,
bro.
like middle school, and then we went to the same high school, and it's just like life has always kept us close and around each other.
You said they his sister, right?
Oh my god!
Come on, bro. We're gonna bleep that out. Come on, bro.
This doesn't go on there.
You did.
I'm serious because my girl. Will be pissed.
I'm only gonna say this because it depends on how the episodes come out. We had an episode where we were shooting with Oso, and Brendan out of nowhere we talking. He was like, "Yeah, he used to date my sister."
Because he was like, shout out Berto. And I was like, yeah, he used to date my sister. They was like, what the fuck? I'm like, it just kind of came out. It just kind of came out.
We got to stop saying, like, nothing wrong with it, but we can leave that out of the interviews. Like, that's my boy Berto. He cool. That's enough. Oh, my God.
Funny times.
Yeah, funny times.
Funny times. But so get back into like another one of your ventures is Star Clone Visions, right?
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
So, hold on.
You got to edit these gulps out too. This
nah, they staying in there. I'm probably gonna zoom in on them.
Right.
Every time.
Hey man, I'm thirsty, bro. I got cotton mouth. You know what it is. Low smoke.
For sure.
We had him faded outside the pyramid scheme.
Oh cap.
We had a photo, and he was like, "That's how we was like blurred," and he's like,
Bro,
"That's how I really
that's
felt."
how I really felt, bro. I was
gas from a dispensary. It was a pre-roll, and he smoked, and he was in front of the charger, just faded.
Oh, crazy.
Boom.
I would probably throw that picture up there just for fucking.
Man, all right, put it up and you can find it. But pretty much, what happened with Star Clone's Vision was, I always had an eye for really good photos and like videos and ideas for that type of stuff, like graphics and just you know symmetry and just like getting good perspectives that people might not normally see.
Type.
But I never really had my own camera. You know, I remember growing up, there's a picture of me holding my mom's best friend's camera, and that's where the kind of interest sparked from that moment. Like my grandfather had little camcorders. My dad had a fucking camcorder. He had the old FBI news following camera with the wire, and he got the dude holding the cable behind you. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Type.
following. It's like he had the old.
What's that reporter that was always following the chick on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
April?
Yeah, he was always had one of them joints. That boy stayed with one of them.
Yeah, but that fucking, my dad always had stuff like that I was able to use. My dad's the technology whiz in the family. He always had it, right? There was 100 disc players. Like, why the fuck we got so many CDs, Roberto? he just had all the tech, bro. Speakers, you know what I'm saying? My dad always had all the tech, the nice decks in the car. And, you know, obviously with me, I always had, like, the video games. I had the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy, you know, the fucking PlayStations, the Nintendo Switches, the Nintendo Wii, you know, the GameCube. Oh, my God, the GameCube was awesome. Super Mario Sunshine, what a game.
Type. Mario Parties was fire, too.
Yeah, they're still fire. They're still super part. Man, right now, if you got the online membership, you can play all the Mario Parties that was prior to the Switch and down, all for free. Emulators, yeah. You can play like Ocarina of Time. That's one of my favorite. So fun fact, Ocarina of Time is probably either my number 1 or 2 favorite game of all time.
Damn.
I played that game so many times, like beat it, like 100% of it. Like, I grind games, man. Like, that's the thing that I've done since a kid. Like, right now I'm grinding skins on Call of Duty. I almost got diamond on every single weapon. Man,
once I get gold on one gun, I can't apply that stuff to all the other ones to get diamond.
Hey, man.
Bro, y'all crazy. Once I beat a game, I'm like, all right, on to the next.
Man, but online multiplayer, though, bro. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about, yeah.
So my thing is like this. If you got an AR, right? Mm-hmm. You kill 5 people with the AR, you get a different skin for it. Yeah. And it goes up to 10, then it goes to 15 and 20, up to 100. And then after 100, you got to do like 2 other special things, like kill 2 dudes 10 times.
Well, melee or something.
Or something.
Some
and
that's
then
crazy.
You'll get gold for it. You got to get the next skin, you got to get all the guns, all the ARs gold. So you can do the same process.
That's crazy.
You get diamond.
I got the ARs diamond.
That's why I play games like God of War.
God of War's fun.
That's my shit. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Pretty much, bro, I was always had cameras and shit around me, just never my own. I mean, I would take pictures when I had phones, right? Whether it was, you know, eventually I got iPhones and the camera started getting a little bit better. The photos started getting more creative. And eventually I was like, you know what, man, I play soccer. I've been doing all the actives. I was like, I want to get a GoPro. So I bought a GoPro and I started shooting like all my activities that I was doing, like soccer. I had the chest harness. I found out that the head harness was the best because everywhere I would look, you know, the camera was recording. Right, versus having it on my chest, I had to like be turned towards it. So, but the only thing that kind of rendered me is like I couldn't do no headers because the fucking camera. So, but I mean, I hit a lot of stuff on my chest, but no, that was the way better angle was with the fucking head mount. So it was like, you know, I started messing with that, and I kind of, you know, I had a bunch of friends that had cameras, bro. And they was always telling me about shit like, yo, like look at this, take a picture and show me. I'm like, damn, that shit clear as hell. Like, you know, I kind of like would edit my own little videos and do shit with like my phone and stuff. And then I was like, so I kind of already kind of knew how to edit ever so slightly. And then pretty much I started talking to my real close friend, Kadil's brother, Cola, because he has this A7 III. And I was like, hey, bro, what exactly do you recommend that I get? I was like, I want a hybrid camera so that I can like shoot video and take pictures. And he was like, bet. And he was like, well, mine is a really good camera. And he compared the newest one, which is the one that I eventually got. He was like, they're not too bad. He was like, obviously you get more megapixels with the photos yours. He said, you can shoot 4K 60 or mine can only shoot 4K 30. He was like, it's just the next one up, you know. He's like, it's not a bad camera. He's like, but for what you're doing, it's perfect. So I bought the body, and then, you know, I already had bought a lens like almost like a year prior to it because I was getting ready to make that purchase.
Type shit.
In like 6 months. So I was like, cool, let me just buy this little 50 millimeter 1.8, hold on to it, started buying like batteries, little shit because I knew it was coming.
Type.
When the body came, it was like, boom, I got the body. And I was like, I need I need a lens that I can use that's versatile. So I got that Sigma 24-70, the f.28.
Fire.
The Sport 2. Fucking, I mean, overall, it's my favorite lens.
24-70, bro.
It's so you can shoot wide as hell, then you can like shoot nice and tight. I just bought a Tamron 70-180, the G2 version, like the newer one.
Type.
And that bitch is nice. I took it to the Fort Field me when I was shooting those football stuff, but I definitely can see where I definitely am gonna need the Sony G Master one eventually, so I can keep up with the same shutter speed as, you know, use the max shutter speed that the camera can take versus like cutting in half because of the third party launch. I think is a fucking scam. I feel like I can jailbreak that shit.
Type shit.
And make it like.
I be saying that same shit, bro.
You gotta look on YouTube, man.
I be looking. I'm like, why nobody got no video for how to jailbreak this or jailbreak that? And like, they used to do it back in the day for the Canons, but I don't see nothing now.
I got two Nintendo Switches, the OG one, and I got the OLED one for Legend of Zelda. I'm about to fucking jailbreak the first one. Yeah, I'm about to jailbreak that bitch and put like a emulator so I can play like Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, Yellow. No, I'm probably just gonna get, honestly, Pokemon Red or Blue. Start off with that, you know.
Over here plotting.
You know, I used to have a Pokemon trading card game. That shit was fun. You know, I'm a big Pokemon fan. Hence why I got Bulbasaur. You can't really see it because it's covered up with the dermal, but I got tatted up today by Chris Garcia, my homie.
Shout out Chris Garcia.
Chris.
You know, so that shit. My dad came with me. That shit was crazy. I streamed it on
today.
Yeah, today.
I thought your parents was in Mexico.
No, my parents are here. My parents are here. They're not in Mexico. My dad's going to Mexico soon, probably like in a month or so.
They just got the house down there.
Yeah, my dad just so they live here. No, they live here in Kentwood.
The whole time that they live down there.
No, my mom is here. We got to take care of my grandfather, my mom's dad. So it's like, we got a caretaker and whatnot. And, old people, bro. You got that old person that you got to take care of. I love. I seen him. I gave him a kiss on his forehead. Like, what's up, man? I was like, it's my birthday yesterday, and he was just talking to me for a second, watching TV. I was like, what you watching? Because he usually be watching action movies. I'm like, you want to put me some explosions on? I could put a movie. He was like, no. I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, well, I'll let you be, man. I don't want to bother you for too long. And he just kind of did what I do. But yeah, I love my grandfather. That's my dog.
Shout out to Pops, man. Shout out G Pops.
How important is heritage to you?
Oh, very important, bro. I'm Mexican, right? My dad's Mexican from Mexico, bro. Like pretty much southeastern Mexico. Pretty much 3 hours west of Mexico City. Small town, a lot of hardworking people. My dad's one of 12. He's the oldest.
Crazy.
He's the oldest boy. So he became a man before everybody else, all his other brothers, and he told me some crazy stories about when he came to the United States, like. And then he was just like, I couldn't, it was amazing. Like, damn, one thing I want to interview him about these, ask him these questions so he can tell me the stories. But, on a camera so we can do something like this. But, yeah, he told me some pretty interesting shit. And I was like, damn, bro. Like the type of shit that he went through, like, we had to go through some of that shit today. Like, I shared one crazy story he told me. Him and his brother were over here illegally. Obviously, my dad came over here illegally at first.
Tight.
And they was in California working at, like, an avocado, like, plant, like a orchard, avocado field. And the fucking INS started running through that bitch, getting people. My dad said him and his younger brother climbed like an avocado tree and was hiding that bitch.
Wow.
And then they was in the tree just hiding, and then it got like dark. And he said eventually my uncle was like, I'm getting hungry. My dad was like, well, eat one of them fucking avocados out the tree. Like, we just got to do this, or like to get through. Like, it's like you and me, bro. It's like imagine like you and your bro, like you and your brother, bro. You guys in the fucking field, like trying to hide from not to getting whatever, and y'all just like
hanging on for dear life.
For dear life, and you guys are just like, bro, we gotta just. And they made it past that shit, bro. And I was just like, he told me that I was like, I would be like, oh my god, like, bro, like, what if you like one slip, what I'm saying? What if change the trajectory of your life, like as you smash a butterfly now, and then the dinosaurs that were created in the past, something crazy. But yeah, bro, he told me crazy stories like that, so he made it over here, prospered. Then my mom, Puerto Rican from New York, was born in Manhattan. They moved to Boston for a little bit, and then eventually that's how they ended up in Grand Rapids. And my mom and dad met in the most unique city in the world. And then I was born here, bro, born and raised, southeast, 1747 Alto, southeast Grand Rapids, Michigan, right by the Boston Square. Went to Ottawa Hills. I'm an Ottawa Hills alumni.
Weren't you part of Philly Ave?
I was a part of Philly. He
used to be a gangbanger.
Gangbanger. I was affiliated. You see the tattoos. I'm gonna teardrop next month for the homie Cody. But that was the name of my friend's rap group in high school.
Philly Ave.
They lived on a street called Philadelphia,
right off of Burton.
Yeah, we was out here selling mixtapes. I was making beats. See, I was making beats for Philly Ave. A lot of them tracks they was doing, I was out there helping, making some of the music.
I was
other members were involved, but I helped some.
I was 1865 Cornelius over there off.
I know what Cornelius is.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was in the southeast somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
My sister went to the class of 08.
Oh yeah. Oh damn. Yeah. Class of 06.
Yeah, I'm about to say you're right after me. Right?
Yeah, I can't really speak on the state of Ottawa now and how that's doing. Like, how are they doing?
Shout out Essa, man. He's the football coach.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing their things. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like a lot of the inner city schools have like fallen slightly in like just
say
attendance
slightly.
and like
Sure.
all these parents are sending their kids to like fucking what's it called? Forest Hills Northern, you know what I'm saying? Like Granville, East. I mean, nothing wrong with East Kentwood. East Kentwood, you know, I almost
East Kentwood is the new Ottawa.
Oh, for real? It's getting crazy, bro. What I've been missing, bro? What's going
There's
on?
be some stuff going on up there, bro.
What grade is Cam in right now?
Cam is senior right
Oh
now.
my God! So he's living through the shit. Oh fuck! You don't understand. This dude was a little guy, not too little, but like now he's like he'll kick it. If he kicked the door down with a mask, niggas would be shook. Like, who the fuck
my nephew big. My nephew's huge. Yeah,
that's what you would think twice. Like, oh shit, but nah, that shit. Damn, EK is because my niece is gonna be there next year.
You know, everybody from the inner city started going out there.
God damn it. Especially over there on Christie,
right?
My parents' house. I drove down Christie like, what the fuck? Look at all these black and Hispanic people. Where's the white people? Nothing that was wrong with it. I was just like, whoa, this is not what it. This can't. Wouldn't look like this. Like, no, bro. It was all white people in that whole little area.
That shit is crazy, bro.
What are they moving to, bro? Are they moving to like
they moved
Idaho?
to the inner city?
They flocking.
They moved closer to downtown. That's why all that value, all that property going up.
Yeah,
they moving to the inner city. All that amphitheater and stuff going all the way down there. They like, yo, you gotta get up out of here.
I'm losing track of time. I'm supposed to be somewhere shortly.
Well, Chase, you got anything in closing?
Man, just give us your rules to live in life, man.
My rules to living life
3 to 5
are pretty much try to focus on yourself and the people that are helping you focus on yourself.
That's huge. That second part is huge.
Pretty much everyone's not your friend, right? Everyone's not going to rock with you. Everyone's not going to like you, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that stop you from trying to reach the levels.
So if you're a 45-year-old rapper, Berto said it's cool to keep going.
Oh, my. Yeah, do what you got to do, but at the same time, it's like, you know, make sure that's not all you just doing, bro. Like, you gotta get a job, ski. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's selling drugs to supply your rap career. I mean, it's been done. You know, they always rap about it. They should sell shit to get tour bus and stuff. But no, pretty much
Number
like,
3.
you know, do what makes you happy. At the same time, it's like, you know, try to fix any like negative energy that you have with people, right? Be the bigger person, you know, because that shit is not good lingering over your soul. It's good to have a pure heart for stuff, you know, and like find joy in something, you know, find joy in something that makes you happy, right? Whether it's playing video games, whether it's, you know, walking your dog, you know, whether it's like going on vacations, you know what I'm saying, spending time with your kids, whatever you do, find something and then, you know, just try to be proactive and active around you, protect what's around you, you know, like hold doors for women, you know, be kind to the elderly, you know. You know, don't abuse animals, you know. People do shit like that. And I love animals, so that it makes me angry when I see shit like that on the news.
Sure.
But for the most part, bro, like just do you. Do you and let your hard work speak, you know, talk a little shit here and there because it's okay to like, you know, to speak it into existence, you know, like the shit with this internship I got, I pretty much spoke it into existence, right? My whole goal for working at Apple Retail was to get an internship. I got that shit in 2.5 years, went down there, did my thing, and now I'm just waiting for the next step because I feel like I have the Willy Wonka's golden ticket on my resume.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, look what I did, an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and just trying to apply for some type of IT job, hopefully get something in Detroit so I can, because it'd be nice to live in Cali, but like I'd be spending a lot of that money on rent. Yeah. You know, versus if I can get like a job here in Detroit, back home, man, I can live like a king in Detroit. Be the king of Southfield. That's what we call the movie, King of Southfield. It's gonna be about me. They're gonna have Diana Ross's son play me. And coming to a theater. But I'm trying to stay home. I love Michigan, man. There's all my family and friends here. You know, like I would definitely still have a property here, but I would try to hopefully get a remote job and like be somewhere a little warmer. You know, I don't want to be like Australia warm, where they can kill you in every crevice of a room. Yeah, I'm good on that. You know,
Did you want to do the honors?
You do the battle.
I was gonna say if you wanted to.
No, I'll do the other one.
Every episode, the Risk Taker is sponsored by Stock the Bar Vodka. So every episode we like to give our Risk Taker guest on the show a bottle of vodka from our sponsor.
Nice. It's gonna be well for tomorrow. For my
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Happy birthday! Shout out, happy birthday!
So Stock the Bar Vodka.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys.
How many times is it distilled?
7.
Motherfucking
Shout out to the homie Daryl Reese.
And where you can go get the best cocktail in Grand Rapids?
AC Hotel, man. Pour it up with the lemonade. Man. With the lemonade.
AC, please holla at us, bro.
Yes, we need that. We need that sponsor, AC.
It's so much free
we
promo.
give y'all so much love.
Every episode.
All right. And then last question is we always ask our risk taker if they have any other risk takers they would like to highlight and invite them on the show.
This is an invitation from you.
3 to 5. Anybody that you feel like
have you guys brought Omega in at all?
He's on the list.
He's on the list.
Okay, I said Toe would be a good one.
Comp is on the list.
Yeah,
too.
Obviously the
every
suspect. Seven's probably on the list already.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, Venus Flytrap's probably already on the list. Asia. Surprisingly, I would get Dean Martian. You might get a really good story from Dean.
Dean Martian.
Dean, what you been up to? I haven't heard his name in a while.
Dean, because he don't live. I think he lives like in Denver now.
Oh, he don't live
for
here?
real?
He be coming here occasionally.
Damn, I ain't heard that name in years.
Yeah. He was in
No
town
disrespect.
recently, but nah, Dean's cool, man. I like what he does. I seen him do some real cool shit with like a turntable and like a little beat thing. I was like, damn, okay. At first I kind of was like, who's this crazy dude with the crazy hair,
type,
the outfit? Nothing, Dean, you my boy, but I'm keeping a buck, And I was like, what's this dude about? Then he started DJing. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, this dude, okay.
Shout out Dean.
Like I fuck with it, and then it made everything else kind of like connect. And I was like, okay, I fuck with Dean. That's still a little crazy, but that's my dog. I'm trying to think who else would be somebody. You guys already had Oso on this shit, right?
Yep.
There's a couple like old school DJs. I'm trying to think of their names. What about
it ain't gotta be just DJs either. Just anybody.
Shit.
Anybody who think taking risks that need to be highlighted.
Any arena.
One of my best friends, Obi.
Yep. Obi
would be a good one. He makes beats, does a lot of real dope shit. Been doing this shit. That's one of the people.
I just ran into him like a month ago, and we exchanged numbers. So definitely.
Yeah. Overton Wells, that's my boy. I was talking to him earlier. But yeah, definitely him. I would say Jacob, DJ Buck. You'd be surprised what you get from him.
Sure.
Yeah, I bet.
That's my protege. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like handed him the hookah lounge after I was kind of getting a big boy job and fading out, and he took over, and he was already tight with the shit he was doing and took it to the next level. I always tell him, like, bro, put these fucking headphones on so you can hear what you're doing. I know you can visualize it, but this helps tremendously. That's my boy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out DJ Buck. I'm actually supposed to be on the way down there, but I will text everybody, like, we'll meet somewhere else.
Shout out Buck.
Shout out Buck.
Shout out Buck.
All
Sorry,
right.
I couldn't make it, bro.
Hollering at y'all, man. This another great episode with my brother right here, man.
Roberto, happy birthday
Thank
again,
you,
bro.
thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having
Safe
me.
travels.
Quick.
Sorry if I came a little too high and I'm like all over the place.
Nah,
so you
you
guys
cool.
are editing.
One more thing out, obviously for Star Wars fans, but how did you put your name together? I ain't gonna lie, it's very fire.
Oh, so when I was at Western Michigan, me and my best friend Ryan was a graphic designer, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I want a logo. It's like the clones from Star Wars, but I want like Wayfarer glasses on them, right? I want to be real cool." And he came up with the fucking logo, and then we were in the apartment one day just smoking, and I was like, "Bro, like we're all stars, but at the same time, there's a lot of clones." And I was like, "Man," I'm like, "But they're star." I was like, it just kind of came. I was like, "Star clones," and I was like, "Oh, we're clone star, star clones." And I was like, "Sweet." And then Ryan, we was bouncing back names, and I was like, I was showing him the logos, and we were doing little stuff with it, and I was like, I want it to be 7 members, but I was like, but they all look the same, and I was like, we can make the motto, "We are not the same," and that's how I kind of came up with Star Clones, and we are not the same, and the logo that you see in my hoodie, I got a bunch of gear, I dropped limited merch. I actually want to drop some more merch, but I just gotta that's a whole nother episode. We talk about that.
Yeah.
But, though, it's just how I came up with it, and it's kind of stuck with me. Something that I'm passionate about. Disney hasn't sent me a cease and desist yet, so,
Right.
so I should be good. I think 'cause I'm not making it over 100,000 a year.
Fingers crossed.
So we'll never know. They might get a mail from Disney thinking it's about my Disney Plus. It's a subpoena.
All right, man. Well, we getting out of here. It was a pleasure to have you, man. We appreciate you stopping by while you was in the city, man.
For sure. You guys got to come to Detroit, man. Come
out.
Definitely. You guys got to go see the crib, man, how I got it set up, man. Like, I know that shit's going on tomorrow, that Camp Theo shit, but and another time, just come by to Detroit, bro. I live around the west side. I live by Nikki D's Coney, the good one. I live by, what's it called? It's a sandwich spot that everybody be going to, Lou's Deli.
Okay.
I live by a bunch of different Conies, bro. That's good shit by my house. And, you know, we can get some food. I can show at the crib. We can go downtown. It's 15 minutes away, you know. I know the cool spots to park at, so you're not paying a grip.
Tight.
That. We gonna do that.
Yeah.
We out. Risk takers.
Sarsky.
Grazie.